or welcome back to Cloud9 Intuitive. I am here to do a collective reading for the full moon in Aries, which is taking place on Friday, September 29th at 2:58 a.m. Pacific time. Adjust for your time zone wherever you are in the world. First of all, thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. I love you so much. If you are new here and I happen to resonate with you as a reader, please do consider hitting that subscribe button and drop me a comment. Hit the thumbs up button. All of those things are free and they help my channel to grow, and I really appreciate them. If you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, my calendar is open for a few more weeks, and you can do that by clicking the link in the description box below. And likewise, if you're interested in joining the community on Patreon, we would all really love to have you over there. I do more readings over there. I also write a lot more over there, and we just have a little bit more personal conversation. So if you're interested in that, the link for that is in the description box below. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this full moon in Aries energy. It is intense, to say the least. And that's because it's the last supermoon of the year. And that moon is magnifying this fiery energy of Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is the sign that gets it done. And Aries is the sign that's really focused on the self and personal ambition. And so one of the things that I feel like we could experience, and I'm actually already starting to see and hear it just like around me in the energy, is eruptions, disagreements, general discord, arguments. All of these things could be happening in some area of your life. Like around me, where I live, there have been like 5 or 6 households that have had these really loud blowout arguments where people are really wanting to speak their piece. They're wanting to say what they need to say and get it out. And it's been a little bit volatile. And this energy has the potential to make situations that might not ordinarily have to be more volatile than they otherwise would be. So just be careful of that, be aware, and remember to, take a deep breath before you speak your piece. But really what's happening is like sort of these quote unquote blow ups are happening to instigate an amended action plan on our parts. So whether or not this is like you speaking your piece and saying what you need to say, or, in some other area or arena in your life, someone is sort of like flexing their muscle a little bit. Know that it is really meant for the highest good. It's really meant to say, you know what? I don't have to do that anymore, or I don't have to do this. I don't have to be here. I don't have to take this. You know what I'm saying? And then to make a change in that regard and no longer sort of sit in that energy. So instead of being like instigated to go back and forth and engage in the tension, it is meant to instigate you to move in a different direction. Like I said, this moon is in Aries. It supports our truest ambitions by any means necessary. And so it could ruffle some feathers, and things might get a little bit spicy. But one of the things that I think that we could all do well to remember is that we can speak our piece. We can say what we need to say decisively. We can say what we need to say clearly and without mincing words, but we can also say it with compassion. And if we all just remember to sort of soften our tongues a little bit as we are sort of witnessing these sort of massive changes and oftentimes having to engage in the shift so that we can find and offer resolution where we need to. Compassion will go a long way. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and start with this healing water oracle. So I'm trying to keep it all kind of cool, chill, a little chill. People seem a little bit angsty. So that could be something that you do too. Like if you know that a situation has the potential to be volatile, you might just want to like ease off of that a little bit, unless you know it's something that you need to engage in. And then again, that compassion will go a long way. 2 more, please. 1 more, please. Okay, let's see what we have here. Interesting. So the first one you have is the ripple effect, part of something bigger. Details are taken care of. Don't get distracted from your bigger mission here. There's a thread of the mundane taking you out of like the work that you've been doing. So if you've been working on a project or something like that, and then all of a sudden like one of your contractors gets like a little bit like persnickety and like kind of stalls out your project or something like that, it's kind of like keep your mind on the bigger picture, because you could spend 3 weeks going back and forth with this contractor instead of being like, all right, well, forget that, I'm just going to hire somebody else. You know what I mean? There's an energy here of for some people cutting your losses, of like realizing like, you know what, it's not, this part isn't worth it. It's not worth it. And the figuring out like, I'm going to cut my losses here and what that looks like moving forward. What else do you have here? You have planetary waves, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. You are supported here. I was getting before recording, I don't even know what this is, but it's something like, we don't believe you, you need more people or something like that. Somebody doesn't believe that you are going to like make a shift or a change in your life. Like somebody does not believe that you would ever actually do it. Like you'll ever leave the job, or you'll ever move out of the house, or you'll ever like leave the relationship. You'll ever stop calling the friend, like exit the group chat. Somebody doesn't believe that you will do something, make a major shift in your life, but it's like your soul team believes it, and they're actually making it possible for you to make that shift in your life, so that you can so that you can have a more like a more abundant experience. You have the sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. Ooh. So for some of you, this is like, if you've been in a situation, this is going to be very specific, but if you've been in a situation where you have not felt like your physical needs are being met in some way, you're being like sort of given like an out here. You're being given an out so that you can move in a direction where those physical needs could be met. And then for others of you, if it's not that, like if you've been sitting in situations that you feel are like kind of dull and uninspired, you are going to be like coming into an energy of like real creativity and being able to grow things and being able to see things flourish, which perhaps you might have been in something like sitting somewhere where it was kind of like there was no life in the earth, what I mean? There was nothing there to sort of grow from. The soil was not fertile. It feels like something feels like it may have been uninspired, and you're being given an out from that energy, and at the same time an in to a new energy. Let's keep going here. What do I want to do? Let's do this spiritual awakening. Somebody's about to be I don't know who this is for, but I mean, somebody could be about to be a grandmother. Okay, somebody's about to be a grandmother, or you're going to find out that you're going to be a grandmother very soon. Okay. Or a grandparent. Doesn't have to be mother, but a grandparent. I'm just going to find that out soon. Yeah, somebody's like, you might also be getting like a mentor, like an older mentor or something like that, to like help you through a creative process. Like if you're going to start like, that's what they gave it to me. So if say you're an artist, you're a visual artist, and you're going to have your first gallery show, There might be like someone who is seasoned, has had several gallery shows, and they want to sort of walk you through the process because you've never done it before. So you don't really know what all the steps are, what all you need to do. So there's somebody who's like kind of going to hold your hand through some sort of creative process, a new creative endeavor or venture for you, creative pathway for you. Or you could be doing this for someone else. Let's see. The law of power. Remember the truth of who you are. And then the law of increase. You were born for greatness. Yes, you were born for greatness. You're like, it's something way bigger. There's something way bigger than like the little petty stuff that perhaps you have been dealing with, that you're supposed to be making space for, right? You're making space through the law of healing. Transform your trauma, transform your life. This card came out this morning too for Patreon. So transform your karma, transform your life. That's interesting. Were those, these two cards came out? But this is sort of what this Aries moon is. When I'm talking about like an instigating an amended action plan, like a new action plan, this is an action plan where you have like sort of faced the trauma and are ready to take steps in a new direction, are ready to have some time of enjoyment. It feels like something like you just don't want to do it, like you don't want to do anymore. It may have been exhilarating at some point in the past, but it's like, you've outgrown it. You've outgrown it. The law of tithing. Expand your consciousness and all things will be added. You might be tired. You could be like tired of giving to it. This could be like a religious thing that you're like, I'm not giving to this anymore because it doesn't speak to me. Or like if you've been, I don't know. You're just choosing to give your energy in places where you feel like there is some sort of nourishment, some sort of fertilizer, something that comes back to you that helps with your growth, that helps with your expansion, that helps you to be bigger, to grow bigger, to feel bigger. You know what I mean? Instead of like this mundane stuff that's been keeping you kind of small and in like this like very like, it's not even that it's just a cycle. It's like a small cycle. So it just keeps going back to the same thing. And it happens really quickly too. It feels like it'll be good for like, this is something that's like, you can tolerate it for like 3 months. And then all of a sudden it's like back into chaos. It's like back into a whirlwind of chaos. And you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. That's what it is. And you're like recognizing now that pattern is a trauma response. Whatever that pattern is. Maybe this is a pattern of you like starting a project and then 3 months in you're like, I'm not doing that anymore. Or maybe this is a pattern of you like starting a job and you love the job and then all of a sudden it's like, nah, I hate that shit. I don't want to do that anymore. You know what I mean? This is a trauma response. This is a trauma response because this for some of you, this is fear of failure. For others of you, this is fear of success. But it's like you realizing whatever it is for you, that it's time for you to break out. You're breaking out and you're breaking away from things that have kept you small. Let's go ahead and get some tarot. See what messages want to come out. Yeah, you could have had somebody or something that made you that had you believing that you weren't good enough or smart enough or that somehow you were operating at a deficit, when that just wasn't, that like you're realizing now that was not true at all. That you have way more it's almost like you're coming, like you're reclaiming your personal power. Maybe this is, I don't know. Somebody tried to strip you of your power because that served their agenda. Ooh. Somebody might have tried to disarm you with charm or something like that. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Then you have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Three of Swords. Five of Swords. The Two of Wands. The Page of Wands. And the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you know, somebody might have like... This feels like something wasn't matured enough for you. Like, whether or not this is like an old version of yourself that you're now separating from, or if it's like, like a startup business that like, that, you know, obviously like you have skills that they want, but they weren't in a position to like sort of accommodate you at the level that you're actually at, and they had you feeling like that you weren't like as dope or as thorough as you actually are. Like they made something seem like it was better than it was better or bigger than it was. And then once you actually got to a point where you could see the perspective, you were like, oh, wow. And now you're at a crossroads, right? It's like, do I continue to do this? I continue to do this thing that very clearly is not what it said it was. Like, you know what I mean? Or does not have everything to offer that it said it might have to offer. There's like a level of like, but I thought this was supposed to blah, blah, blah. But like, it's like this Five of Swords, this was like manipulation. This was a mind game. This was promises. Somebody made promises they couldn't keep, wrote checks their ass couldn't cash, like that kind of energy, right? And then now you're realizing like, oh, I have to separate from this, or it's going to continue. There's a separation that's happening because it's like got you in like trapped in this. It's like you don't want to stick around and be a martyr. Thank you. You don't want to stick around and be a martyr. 5 + 3 is 8. 8 of Swords. You're tired of martyring yourself for this situation that like has never once proved itself to be what it says it is. Like fools you every time. Oop, fools you every time. Ah! Hold on 1 second. I dropped a bunch of cards. But it fools you every time. It's like not, it doesn't take long. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you play the fool for very long. It doesn't take long for you to understand that you're playing the fool, that a situation maybe isn't as stable as you would like. Someone isn't as stable as you would like. Queen of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. Or like a home situation isn't going to be as stable as you would like. It's time to walk away. You could be walking away from a home situation too. Oop. The Star card, the 4 of Swords, the 8 of Cups. It's walking away to your healing. This is walking away to healing. You need a break. You need a break from this. Like a permanent break from this. 8 of Cups here. Excuse me. Yeah. It's like your faith in this situation is completely gone. Your faith in this situation is gone. And it's like the longer you stay away from it, the longer you take that break, the more you come to understand and realize that you're way healthier and personally way more stable outside of it. Like you just feel, wow, look at that. And then you have the 10 of Swords. You gotta eat, like you keep, like if you keep going back to the same situation with Ten of Swords and the Two of Cups, this alignment, whatever this alignment is, whether it's a relationship or like any kind of interpersonal relationship, a family member who keeps hurting you, or like a job that keeps doing you dirty, your paycheck been short, your paycheck's been short 10 times. It's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to change. Or like, you know what I mean? Or somebody has like duped you out of one of your like creative ideas a bunch of times. They keep stealing your ideas or something like that, or manipulating you out of your position or something like that. You keep going back to the alignment, thinking that it's going to be like some sort of like healthier connection. This is not a healthy. You are getting healthier. And the healthier you get, the more you realize you cannot keep stepping back to this kind of well, for some of you it's just like for some of you it's betrayal, but for others of you it just feels like something that keeps happening and keeps messing up your flow. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh yeah, everything's going well, we're building, da 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 da, and then all of a sudden something happens and you realize, dang, I got tricked out of my position. I got played. You get played in some way, and then it like sets you back, and then you go back into this energy of contemplation. Should I go or should I stay? Should I go or should I stay? And it's like, yeah, Two of Swords, more indecision at the bottom of the deck. You get into this state of stagnancy where you're sitting here in this energy and you're like wishing on a star for a new experience, when you like you know how to achieve the new experience. You have to leave this one. You have to stop re-engaging this one. Stop giving your power back to the whatever it is that keeps on charming and gets you every time. Allow it to end. Have the Wheel of Fortune. Allow that cycle to end. It's time. That cycle is literally over, and a new cycle desperately wants to begin. And there it is, the Eight of Swords. But it's like you keep showing up to be the martyr, and nobody does that but you, right? Nobody is making you go, or making you do it, making you show up, or making you show up in the way that you have been. You feel me? Like nobody's making you do that. You're doing it maybe as a point of pride for some of you. Like you keep doing it as a point of pride, but it's like, is it pride or is it fear or is it ego? Whatever it is, it's got you trapped up. You're not proving anything to anyone, except for the fact that you can stay stuck. And that you're very long suffering, that you can take a lot, that you take a licking and keep on ticking. That's what you're proving. You take a licking and keep on ticking. And really what the divine is trying to show you is that you don't have to keep taking that same licking. Like that clock has been trying to stop for a while, and you keep putting batteries back in it. Woo. Anything else before we wrap this up for the Aries full moon? Ooh, yeah, you keep giving to it. It's going to keep... Whew. You have the Six of Pentacles here. It's like you keep giving to the situation. You keep giving to... This could be multiple situations that you keep giving to that you really don't want to. You really want to establish a level of independence. You really want to be able to enjoy your own bounty. And you can't enjoy your own bounty because there's always somebody... This could be somebody who's like, you know... Like, I know, like, last time I said I was really, like, I had it all together, but they need some more help. And, like, you want to help, like, you want to help this person, but the best way that you can help this person is by not. Or whatever the situation is, the best way for this situation to sort of figure itself out is for you to stop fixing. For you to stop showing up to fix it. Or to, I don't know. This feels like tough love is needed. Everyone's going to be a lot happier. The Judgment card, discernment. If the past 10 times have not changed, if you've had the same outcome 10 times in a row or 9 times in a row, however many times you've had the same outcome, when will you employ your discernment and stop allowing the situation to resurrect itself? When will you trust your intuition? It's not even intuition at this point. This is like tested hypotheses, proved and tested and proven. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not even just about intuition anymore. This is about like you actually knowing. Like you know in your gut, you know in your heart, you know in your head, you know because you've seen it. Like you know what the situation is. And what is the tie? Like I just need to know. What is it? Why do we keep going back to this? What's the pull, the draw? Ooh. King of Pentacles. It's financial for some people. The material. It's gonna have to do with like a house or a business or something. You know what I mean? And like, so I'll give you like a kind of a scenario. This would be like you have siblings or something, and one of your siblings is in like a family home, and they cannot keep up the home. You have a home, everybody else has a home. This sibling is in the family home, and they can't keep it up, and they call you every time to kind of bail them out of the situation. It might be time to sort of consider whether or not you should sell the home if you're not going to be living in it, but you're maintaining the home for somebody else to live in because it's the family. Like you know what I'm saying? There's like solutioning that needs to happen here as opposed to fixing, because the temporary fix is it's not allowing you enough. It's not allowing you enough of your own personal power to move forward in your life. It's like almost always being beholden to the situation, to some sort of conflict, to some sort of chaos. You're always at the whim of somebody else's chaos. So how can you ever like really build and like maintain the stability that you like work so hard to gain or something like that? You know what I mean? Or like the security, something like that. And then the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you got to cut this out. This cutting out. There's a cutting out energy. If someone's inconsistent or like not accountable or like immature or not developed enough, if something's not developed enough, it's like time to see it for what it is and cut it out. You're not going to fix this. You're not going to fix this. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a shaman's dream to wrap it up here. Saw a card that was flipped over in here. Yeah. Okay. Let's get this and wrap it up. Kind of one for the collective to wrap up this reading. Ooh. I'm going to put it back because I didn't like the way it flew out. It was the galactic mushroom. What I will say about that card is that it feels like whatever it is that you have to cut yourself away from or sort of move yourself away from, it could like, there could be other people or things that will be affected by you sort of making this decision to not be the fixer. It feels like there could be like collateral damage, but again, it's solutioning. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to solution this where there does not have to be what you're imagining is like the collateral damage that you're imagining. I don't think that I think that is actually part of the manipulation game. Like, oh, but this and this and this is going to fall apart if we don't do da 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 da. And then there's all these consequences to what could happen if you don't fix, right? And it's like half of those are not even accurate and the other half can be solutioned. All right, let's go. Thank you. Feast of Plenty, y'all. Choices and their consequences. Let's read it. Choices and their consequences. If you made it this far in the reading, let's get like a tool, like I think there was like hammers. There might be like level or protractor or something. Let's get all the tools. Let's get some screwdriver, tool. If there's tool emojis, because you're not fixing anymore. You're solutioning. No more short-term fixes. Long-term solutions. Long-term solutions are what you're after. Long-term solutions that help you to live more resolutely in your stability, your abundance, to be more confident about your experience and not always be at the whim of some sort of like looming chaos that you know is that's inevitably going to come back around. You're ending some sort of like contract, or it could be a contract, or it could just be like a soul contract that you have with somebody, because you're realizing like, oh, this literally does not serve me anymore. This is all in service to this chaotic energy that sort of keeps you bound, keeps you stuck. Okay. This says, a great feast is laid out before you and requires you to choose. What will satisfy your hunger? Something new and unconventional with its potential for bitter or savory qualities, or something you already know you love? You are faced with a plethora of options right now, and while that may seem to be an extraordinary thing, too many choices can throw you off balance. You might be worried that once you commit, you won't be able to turn back or refuse to confront the consequences of that decision. The most important thing to realize is that the feast is offering you experience. No amount of overanalyzing or strategizing will help you make the right choice now. Don't debate the right or wrongness. Instead, just choose. In the choosing is the seed of experience, and that is what is necessary now. Sour, bitter, sweet, savory, what matters is relishing the experience until you digest all that your choice is offering you right now. Only one warning: avoid the same choice if it keeps you hungry. If something didn't feel good or does not bring you what it seemingly promised, do not choose that again. The experience will only repeat itself, and you will have more than a bad taste in your mouth. The feast is yours to enjoy. You can always go back for more when you're hungry again, for life's blessings are never available to you for life's blessings are ever available to you and calling your name. Yes. Allow the blessings to be louder than whatever this chaos or like this duplicitous energy is, okay? All right, y'all, that is the message that I have for the Aries full moon. I really do hope that it resonated with some folks out there. Remember to hit the subscribe button or drop me a comment, hit the thumbs up button. If you're interested in personal or joining on Patreon, links in the description box below. And if this is where we leave things, please know that I am sending you so much love, so much peace, and so many blessings, and I'll see you soon.